Boy, oh boy, oh boy. If it ain't one thing, it's another. College football selection Sunday. Let's talk about it. What's going on, family? Welcome to the first, and I do mean the first episode of Old Head Sports Take, where, you know what I'm saying, I am your esteemed host, Old Man on the Sticks, and we talk college football with a focal point on Michigan, but we talk everything college football. And with that being said, we already know what happened today. It's Selection Sunday, man. So did the committee get it right? Let's talk about it. First and foremost, we got Indiana at number 1. Okay, I can understand that. You got Ohio State at number 2. Then you got Georgia at number 3. Then you got Texas Tech at number 4. All those are obvious picks, right? That's a no-brainer. Those guys have been playing tremendous ball, and they deserve where they be at, right? Now, this is where it starts to get a little crazy. We got Oregon at number 5, which is no issue. Then you got Ole Miss at number 6. Okay, fair enough. Then number 7, this is the confusing part. You got Texas A&M. Now, I do believe that Texas A&M probably should have been ahead of Ole Miss, but it is what it is. That's where they put them, right? Then at number 8, you got Oklahoma. And at number 9, you got Alabama, who lost their conference championship, but from what they're saying is that basically didn't mean anything. That was just a play-in game, and it probably had the potential to push them up, but it wasn't going to hurt them. See, so that kept Alabama at number 9, which gave us another matchup of Oklahoma versus Alabama again. And then at number 10, which was the final spot, we already know which was the final spot. And here's the issue, because they've had Notre Dame over Miami for the last 5 weeks, basically saying that Notre Dame with the eye test was the better team, and they ignored the head-to-head. So if you're going to ignore the head-to-head, how all of a sudden did it come into play with the final spot? Doesn't make sense. Not at all. But it definitely came into play because BYU they had a ugly loss against Texas Tech again. And since they got lost, that put Miami and Notre Dame side by side. And since they put them side by side, the committee did what they were supposed to do initially, and they honored the head-to-head. And so since they honored the head-to-head, Miami got in at number 10. That is crazy. That is your top 10. That was your at-largest. The last 2 spots were held for champions, and that was going to be the G5 Conference champions, which is Tulane at number 11, and then at number 12 we had JMU. Now listen, I know this is crazy because when we look at that, do we really have the best 12 teams in the nation? Absolutely not. We know we don't. And we know that because, again, Tulane and JMU, no knock to them because they did what they were supposed to do, and they won their respective conferences, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, do I believe that a Tulane or a JMU is better than the Notre Dame? No. Do I believe a Tulane or a JMU is better than Vandy? No. Texas? No. See, so we can do that for days on end to simply see that something's broke. The system's broken. We're still trying to hold, and I understand you have to hold conference titles to some type of a high regard. But it also depends on what conference you're playing in. We got a rematch between Tulane and Ole Miss. They won by 4 or 5 touchdowns, something crazy. And we got this is a rematch for the college football playoffs. It just doesn't make sense. We want the best teams. And right now, we got 10 of the 12. And so what am I saying? I feel like college football needs to go ahead and take a page out of the FCS and go to 24 teams. I know that sounds crazy, right? But if you go to 24 teams, there's no way we're going to argue about 25 and 24. It just don't happen. There's no reason to argue who should be in, who should be out with 25 and 24. And then you get all the teams that's playing good ball to line it up, and then you actually have a chance to point out a true champion. That's just how I feel because, honestly, Tulane and JMU, they're both going to have ugly losses. JMU got to go to Oregon. I know that's going to be a blowout game. We already know Ole Miss and Tulane. We've already seen it. So it's just going to be part 2 of a massacre. Period, point blank. Now, with all of that and what the committee did, I can honestly say, though, I like how they did the first 10. The first 10 made sense to me. We understand Alabama, even though they're starting to have injury issues and they were falling off, they still deserve to be where they needed to be because I don't feel like a team should be penalized for the conference championship. I just don't. Now, 1 and 2, to me, even though they swapped and it was a 13-10 win for Indiana, I still think that probably Georgia should have been above of the loser of that game because Georgia's been playing great ball. They've only had one hiccup, and that was toward the beginning of the year. But from that point forward, they've been playing outstanding ball. So I feel like they deserve to be number 2. But it still doesn't matter because they still would have had the same matchup if said number 3 team wins. So regardless of the fact, I feel like they did get that right, and I like some of the matchups. Now, could we shift some numbers around on who goes where? Obviously, we could. But with that being said, from what we got, I like it. Now, you let me know in the comments below. Do you feel like they did correct? Like, do you feel like the committee came across with the best 12? I know we're going to have issues with 11 and 10 and 12, but how do you feel it should have went? Like, do you feel like Ohio State should have stayed at 2, or should they have been at number 3 for the loss? Or do you feel like Texas Tech should have got shuffled around and went up because they came out 12-1 and they had a very convincing win, just like Georgia did for their conference championship? So let me know in the comments below, man. Let's have a conversation. And with some of these matchups that we got, because I'm definitely going to cover them in future videos. So just know we're gonna cover all these matchups in the up and coming days, man. So that's my time, man. I appreciate every single person for coming out. And I'm going to end this video like I always in every single video, man. Thanking the good Lord himself, because without him, there would be no us. And with that being said, if ain't no one told you that they love you today, just know that Jesus loves you, man. Peace and love, and I'm going to catch you on the next one.